I didn't realize how much I hate travel vlogs that start in airports until I started editing my own travel vlog. Nobody cares you're on a train. Just start when you get to Tomorrowland.
Well, a massive fire has destroyed the main stage of the Tomorrowland Music Festival in Belgium.
Oh. Yeah, that happened 7 hours before we got on the plane to Tomorrowland, and as somebody who works in the music industry, I've been to this festival several times. I understand the scale of the stage, the logistics that go into these things. I knew for sure that Tomorrowland would not go on.
It was due to begin on Friday. I don't think that's going to be happening now.
I was so stupid, and so is he, and so is everyone. I'm on record saying it would take a miracle to clear the site for festival use, to make sure it was safe, and even then they had capacity and crowd flow issues. I have never been happier to be wrong, all right? The Tomorrowland team, the multiple Benelux companies that stepped up, Metallica and their incredible stage breakdown and setup design, the fire chief, the mayor of Boom, all these people came together for an absolutely perfect logistical response, and it was literally only made possible because of these insane things all taking place at the perfect time in the perfect place. I understand I'm glazing, but I am floored at how this even happened. But we need to talk about Dreamville first before we talk about main stage. It is the campers area that gets this giant stage made, only used on Thursday, and it is the size of most other festivals' main stages. It's absurd. There are 38,000 people that camp in this makeshift city with all of the amenities you'd expect, like showers and bathrooms, and then some you probably wouldn't, like a giant-ass Carrefour grocery store that sells like fresh fruit, meat, vegetables, grilling supplies, whatever you need. Our group stays in the pricier side of the camp that has better stuff, like a buffet and a pool, and endless other people who paid too much to sleep here. But this is our tent. It's not really a camping tent, you know, this is glamping, and the entire area was just our group, our friends, which made it the best camping experience you could possibly have at a festival. The stage is usually made up from parts of previous main stage decorations, like they took the balloons and it looks a little bit burlesque, a bit circus type feeling going on. And look at this idiot buying bottle service in VIP, getting his little sparkler. What a loot. We got a bottle and I didn't record the sparklers in time. What even is the point? This festival is a big deal. I don't know how to tell Americans that these 2 weekends power the Belgian economy like the Super Bowl in Vegas. News crews everywhere looking to tell the story of the most unique Tomorrowland, probably. People were nervous about what the plan was because there wasn't a public plan, and for all we knew, we might have to spend the whole festival sitting here in the campsite with this one stage. I'm going to shorten this story because my girlfriend Kaylee has red hair and made the point to talk to other redheads that she saw because it's some kind of birth cult or something. She met a redheaded woman who actually ran logistics for Dreamville's side of camp, and she told us the day before that Metallica had actually agreed to ship out their stage, and we didn't need to be worried because Tomorrowland was absolutely going to happen. Enough about logistics, though. The stage was cool. They ended with some hardstyle from the Tweakers, which was fun. And overall, it was a great day zero. Also, European summers are undefeated. 10 p.m. dusk gives me so much life, man. Also, these tall boys gave me so much memory loss. I have to be so honest with you. This is not a Tomorrowland tour video. We did not go to every corner of the festival. I've been 4 times in a row. This is where we spent a lot of our time and our favorite parts of the festival. So don't go in here thinking you're getting the whole tour. We had reservations for one of the incredible sit-down restaurants on day 1 called Brasa, and it's simply absurd that you can eat food like this inside festival grounds, not like frozen chicken tenders, not Cisco certified trademarked corn dogs, but fucking steak tartare, bone marrow, oxtail, polenta hummus. It's crazy. The food here pisses me off. It's too good. They have shrimp fucking scampi. And it's good, dude. It's cheaper than chicken tenders at EDC. I went out of my way to eat the chicken pita, and I've never recorded it because I always have a spiritual moment when I'm eating this stuff in the festival. Favorite stage? Rose Garden. It's an animatronic dragon that breathes smoke, moves its head, looks around, and is usually home to the drum and bass and hardstyle takeovers. The first act we saw at Tomorrowland?
This is Pirapus, make some fucking noise!
They're releasing their song Everynite on my record label Night Mode. It comes out in a couple weeks, and to hear this song live before it comes out and hear everyone's reaction to it was so much dopamine. The problem with Rose Garden is that it's not that big, so it gets very crowded when people like to tweak us play, but that doesn't stop us from having fun, you know? Nothing better than the hardstyle stage. She loves it, I love it, everyone here loves it, not a single person hates to be here. It's simply the best vibes at any stage. Next best stage definitely is Atmosphere. I love it. It's a giant tent, 200 feet high, completely pitch black, playing the best hard techno, up-tempo, regular house music. It's just where you want to be if you want to listen in a dark room. There's so many people in here. It gets so hot, so you got to stand on the sides next to the AC vents. It's hard to show you how big it feels, but it is a favorite of mine because you can literally retreat to the tent and just put on your blinders and dance. I love the sheer amount of flags people carry, every corner of the globe seemingly converging on this tiny town of Boom, Belgium for music and fun, and I tried to record as many as I saw. There were some really cool ones like Morocco, South Africa. Shout out to the Kiwis that told me how long their travel days were, like 30 plus hours just to be here. This festival has 15 or 16 stages, and they will put them literally anywhere, like on an Old Spice boat for partying, or also a lighthouse, which people will absolutely show up for, and one of my personal little favorites, the Rave Cave, which is like a troll under the bridge type situation. This is like 8 seconds of the core stage, one of my favorites tucked away in the forest, and my camera died immediately when we got here. This is the library stage, and this is me waving hi to friend of the channel, Dylan Francis. He absolutely saw me, don't worry. Let's talk about one of the best and worst stages out there, Crystal Garden. It's entirely built on a floating barge system. It holds thousands of people, and when there are too many people, it literally sinks into the pond water. But look at the aesthetics, man. Nothing beats this stage when there's a normal amount of people, but you have to walk through this to access the right side of the festival, so that's kind of shit. The second, third biggest stage, I don't know, is Freedom Stage, presented by Budweiser, baby. And it's always a trip to be inside. It's a 3-story warehouse they build just for the event, covered in several dozen movable LED panels in front of a giant LED panel. And they used to have moving butterflies, but I'm fully into the additional panel coverage now. Best set of the weekend for me, the one I most wanted to see, Anger Fist back-to-back Reinier Zonneveld, Hard Car. One of the first songs I ever allegedly downloaded from LimeWire was a track called Piss and Razor Blades, and it's kind of full circle to grow up listening to stuff like Anger Fist and then being here as an adult getting to see him live. And it was incredible. I mean, look at this production and listen to this awful camcorder audio. Before we finally get to main stage, I have to talk about our group. This is Steve, and he's the reason why all of us can get together and create these memories together. Every Sunday, we dress up as bees, and the hive goes out to main stage. We take a group picture. It's pretty much the only time that I'll stay at main stage longer than 10 minutes, but it's a great boost to the group spirits after 3 days of running marathons in place, and it makes finding the rest of the friends so much easier in the crowd when they're a literal bee. I've known Steve for a decade, and he's been coming to Tomorrowland for longer than that, and he's made some pretty incredible friends in very special areas of the festival, so sometimes we get that good shuttle through the back entrance when it's raining. We also have this long string of balloons that every year regrettably blocks a section of live streams, but it makes for the single greatest totem in a sea of 10,000 people. Balloons here, balloons there, you're always going to see the balloons, and there will always be friends underneath. So now that you've seen a bit of main stage, here's what it looks like when it's in the rain and empty. You might think it looks sad looking, but I got goosebumps being here. No lie, this is like Festival Jesus rising from the tomb to me. The sun came out, Maddox was playing, the Hill Climb Warriors were at peak form. Every year this guy leads the crowd up and down the not flat hill until I presume somebody passes out or something. This is that day 3 energy. I don't understand how anyone is capable of doing this when there's still like 8 hours left in the fest today. This is the burnt side of the stage, as well as them setting up pyro and lighting during the festival, which is crazy, on the ruins of the main stage. Like, can you imagine putting pyro on the thing pyro destroyed? It's crazy. If you asked me last year what the best festival was on this planet, I would have said Tomorrowland without a doubt. Do not even bother asking me now.
Only the finest meals at the airport.
Bro didn't even take his own advice, had to record B-roll in the airport just so you could see that he was traveling instead of just starting the video like he said initially at the place where you go to. great to know Spain has their own version of Wipeout. It was the best hotel TV show we could put on since we don't understand the language. Our good friends, Stu and Kate, spent a couple months living in Barcelona this summer, so we decided to stop in there on our way to Tomorrowland Music Festival. And I don't have any idea what Spain is like outside of what I've seen on GeoGuessr. I don't even speak Spanish, but I do love old cities and I love history and I love good food. So I was pretty confident we were going to have a good time no matter what. First thought about Barcelona, it was absurdly hot and humid there, talking Louisiana summer type shit. My ass was chafing 20 minutes into our walk to dinner. As beautiful as the Mediterranean is, I don't think this white boy's cut out for it. Second thought, what a beautiful city. The geography alone was incredible. You got mountains to the west, you got ocean to the east, and an ancient city with a building height cap and a sexy city grid from the air. Europeans absolutely take it for granted that they oftentimes live in a giant open air museum. You can just walk around the city, 3 alleyways later, you accidentally end up standing in front of these Roman towers from 2,000 years ago. The juxtaposition between the old and the new, seeing like historic landmarks peeking through the gaps left by modern buildings in the distance, that's that good shit. Whenever we go somewhere new, I like to get lost in the city, not much of a plan, just walk around. We were staying in the middle of Las Ramblas, the tourist strip, and we knew that the Gothic Quarter was where we should go explore, so that's what we did. We just walked every single alleyway in a zigzag until we got to the water. We came ready to bring back some gifts and souvenirs and stuff. I love getting little trinkets, but I was not really into anything we saw during the 3 days we were here. A lot of it was like pottery or absolutely not my style, and there were a few good stores on this street, but I was kind of bummed because it felt like a lot of the stuff in the city was just mass-produced from a single Barcelona store. But what did we actually do while we were there? Well, our first night we went to a flamenco show, and this was a banger. I had no idea what we were going to, just that it was some sort of Spanish dance performance, and they went crazy. It's entirely improv, like the guitar, the dancing, the singing, each performance, each time, it's all unique. And this lady didn't even know the others' names as it was her first show with them. So when you get to see talented people fully immersed in their craft, it's never going to be a bad time. We love art, so we went to the Museum of Modern Art, which I'm convinced now is the same everywhere you go. Like, it doesn't matter if it's in Amsterdam, here in LA, or in Barcelona. It's the same spread of like Banksy, Kaws, Kuntz, and Takashi Murakami, and it's in every single one. And it's a little on the nose when they forcefully exit you through the gift shop after the Banksy selection, and the tickets are $30 anyways. For like 40 minutes, you know, I didn't dislike it, very pretty, but there's only so many times I can see the exact same stuff. So we went to a unique thing, a church in Europe. That's a joke. What isn't a joke is how insane this church is. The Sagrada Family Basilica. Nothing I can say will fully express what the hell I saw and how much it impacted my view of churches, okay? I've been to a lot. I've been to the Vatican. I've been to Westminster Abbey. I've been to Notre Dame. I've been to the Central Cathedral in Cologne. And I'll be up front, this shit kind of is better than all of those. I mean, we went at 3 p.m. The sun was coming through the stained glass windows, and I got goosebumps. I cannot explain to you that these colors do not come through even a fraction as bright on camera as they did in person. I mean, the size and scale of this church doesn't look big on 50 FOV. It's huge. All of the windows are making this light. There aren't colorful lights in here to make it look more impressive. And you've got like tree trunks to make you feel like you're in a forest being lit up by the green. It's insane. Also, you got Jesus hanging from the top of a carousel. It was awe-inspiring. After the church, I was fully gaudy pilled. I wanted to see the park he designed. And our friend said it was a 30-minute trip, but neglected to tell us that it was 10 minutes on the train and 20 minutes hiking uphill, which, you know, great view, but I was absolutely drenched in sweat, and there were like 5 locals-only entrances that wouldn't let us in. They kept directing us around the park. So we literally hiked the exterior of the park, several miles of walking, and I didn't even go inside because they were charging like $50 for a ticket to go into the park, and I was all parked out at that point. I didn't want to walk no more. But at the end of the tunnel, the light that I saw made it worth it. That's right, a Spanish crosswalk. Why are there no physical Spanish crosswalks in Barcelona? They're all digitized. This is the only one I saw. Good architecture was everywhere, even in the central market that was far too crowded for us to enjoy. We did walk through, and I did get a little meat bouquet, which I have to say I did much prefer the thin sliced jamon, but it was still great to see all of this food fresh being served right here in the center of the city. Speaking of the food was incredible, guys. I didn't show enough of it because I ate like a pre-Ozempic linebacker on this trip and forgot to record half of it before going in. They really do mean this, by the way, when they say paella is life. This dinner was from the Historic Museum of Catalonia, and the jamon was incredible. This ruined all the other ones I had. It was so good. Afterwards, we had 1.7 kilograms of 48 day aged steak. I mean, come on. And then on top of that, this was not good. This was like anchovies and olives and pickled green beans. I hated this.
The famous what? Waste a lot of food.
It's a lot, but then the more you chew, you're like,
Even the shit tourist spots had good food. I'm not going to sit here and preach to you, but it is 100% true that our food in the U.S. is full of dog shit. I mean, I ate so much, and I never felt awful afterwards. There should be some type of program that makes people travel outside of the U.S. and eat all of the good food and do all of the cool things and realize that maybe sometimes the Sheetz gas station isn't the pinnacle of greatness. Kaylee and I shared an intimate moment here with this woman standing 2 inches from our table. One of us wanted Burger King at 2 a.m. Because they wanted chicken fries, and the other one went across the street to get a doner. Guess who? Shout out to the Crepes Alborn bar, who had good crepes, but these drinks called the zombie with the flaming half fruit on top of them. Delicious. I only had 5. This is also how I discovered my camera has paranormal activity filming mode.
Paranormal activity. Paranormal activity.
no, dude, that looks like Blair Witch.
We went to a restaurant hall that had multiple spots of various types of food, birdcage lights, just a great time, some pretty good food here. There's a speakeasy that you enter through a barber shop, which was very nice inside. They were playing old gangster films, but you couldn't see shit because it was dark. Cool drinks, though. This bar was entirely themed like a fairy forest, which, again, you can't see very well because we're living in 2007, but it was pretty. We like to have a bunch of Polaroids and stuff all around the house, and there was a photo booth inside Ocaña, which we had to jump in and spend $8 for, and there was no timer, so we didn't know when it was taking the photo. But besides that, you know, it's a good little memory to have. I love it. Speaking of memories, you should always try and take photos in places that look good, you know? If you see something that looks good, stop, snap a photo. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? One last airplane photo. I love the way the sunset looked on the plane. And speaking of cinematography, we tried to do that whole walking zoom thing, but it's really hard without a steady cam, and Kaylee's turned out way better. The worst part about Europe is the water amount they give you. This is unserious amounts of water. The best part is joking about it with your friends and the people you care about. I love these people, and it was a ton of fun to visit.
But we're not going to say anything. Something about being
Tucker looks like a divorced dad from 1965.